Hey kids, we're going to learn a couple new features today. And we're going to do that by drawing a fun little Coke bottle. What are we going to learn about today? Well, we're going to learn the revolve command, the shell command, and something called a spline. All of this is actually pretty easy. Best way to explain is by doing so. Let's dive into our drawing. I'm going to go up to New. I'm going to do an English part because I think those dimensions will make a little more sense for you kids. I'm going to go ahead and hit Create and bring up our model space. As always, I'm going to turn on my visibilities over here for our drawing. Now let's take a look at our drawing here. It's really essentially just a front view. Now, if I think back to one of those books we probably all had in kindergarten where you'd open it up and the thing would stretch from page to page like an accordion, that's essentially what we want to do. What we can do is we can take this front view and spin it around a point, and that'll actually create a 3D object. Now, that sounds really complicated, but it really isn't. How do we do that? Let's go to Start 2D Sketch and click on our image here. I think I'm going to try to draw a rough outline of what I think a bottle looks like. Now remember what I said we're going to learn about, revolving. So if you think that's going around an object. So essentially, like I said earlier, we're going to make one of those books you had as a kid, like an accordion where you fold it all the way over and it wraps around. And that means I really just have to draw half of a view. And then I'm going to rotate it around that. That probably doesn't make much sense, but that's okay. We're going to learn it here in a minute. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to my line feature here, and I'm going to draw the height of the bottle. I think an average bottle is about 10 inches high. Now I'm going to come over here, and I want to make the lip. Lips are usually an inch. Remember, I said we go half, so we go half there. Down here at the bottoms, I don't know, 4 inches. We'll split it in half, say 2, like that. Now at that point, that's my rough outline of my bottle. The bottom, the top, here's a middle, I'm going to spin it around. Doesn't look like much. What we got to do is we got to add the curly stuff in here. How do we do that? Well, if I go to my line, you'll see I have a spline command. And what a spline is a curvy line. Now here's the part where you can see it. And you can see if we spin this around in 360 degrees, we're going to get an object. So how do we do that? Well, next to extrude is revolve. You'll notice these two are so big for a reason. We're going to click on it. Now you need to click on two things. One's the profile. If your lines are all closed and that the object can actually be made. There's some points when an object can't, and we're going to get into that later. But as long as the object can be made and all of your points are closed, it'll be blue. This will be your profile. Sometimes you have to click on it. The next thing you have to click on is what you want to spin it around, or your axis. So you click on that one. That, we simply click on the line we want to spin around, and woo, we see our shape take place. Now, this obviously looks nothing like the Coke bottle that I started with. We could go back, edit it, and make it look a lot better. And that's actually going to be your job. But I just want to show you the fundamental skills right now, how to do it. So once we hit OK, we have an object. Now, bottles are hollow, right? We have to fill them up. And there's a way we can do that. And that is something called a shell command. So a shell removes the interior of an object. It's very helpful and a very powerful command. So as you see, here's a pair of earbuds that come up here. It's something we use an awful lot. It's so we don't have to draw profiles around objects. It's a shortcut. When you click on it, brings up this box here. Now we can do it inside. We can actually remove material from the outside to expand it. So we can have an interior and exterior shape, or we can actually do it to both. For right now, we're just going to start off with this top here. It's hard to see, but it's already removed the thickness. You can see the shape here. Now we have to give it an opening, so I want to click on this top part here, and you'll see it connects to it. Once I hit OK, there I go. It actually looks like a bottle. If I go and start a sketch here, click on this part and use my trusty old F7 command that slices my object in half, you can see that's my thickness or my shell. We don't need this sketch, we'll just finish it. You can also see this a little bit better when we go to Tools. You can go to Material. If we go to Glass, load that to the object, you can see that a little better there. Turn on a realistic visual style, and you can start seeing our bottle take shape. Let's use something not so see-through. Let's just do copper. It's probably nice and solid there. That's a good one to look through. So there you go, kids. We drew half of it an object, spun it around an axis to create a circular object. Even though this doesn't look anything like my Coke bottle, we get an idea what's there. We also learned about the shell command, which hollowed out an object. And just for fun, we learned a little bit about our different visual styles. That's under our tools for materials and our view for visual styles. We're going to get into that much later, so do not worry about that too much right now. So that's what you're going to be doing today. You're going to create your own vision of a Coke bottle. As always, kids, if you have any questions, please come see me. Otherwise, good luck with this.